Prefabricated or modular homes present unique considerations when it comes to electrical wiring. It is crucial to approach the electrical aspects of a prefab home with diligence and a focus on safety. Site preparation is essential. Ensure the building site is level, stable, and capable of supporting the weight of the house modules. An uneven or unstable site can lead to structural problems and potentially compromise the electrical system. The foundation is the next critical component. Prefab homes might require a specialized foundation such as a concrete slab or a pier and beam system. The foundation must be designed to accommodate the specific requirements of the prefab home's electrical and structural system. Utility connections are also something to consider. Confirm the location and availability of all necessary utilities at the building site, including electricity, water, wastewater, and gas. Coordinating utility connections early in the process can prevent delays and ensure a smooth installation. Compliance with local building codes is a must. Prefab homes are required to comply with all local building codes and regulations. Contact the local building department to determine the specific requirements for electrical installations in your area. It is also imperative to inspect the wiring. Thoroughly inspect all electrical connections, wires, and fixtures before connecting the house to the power supply. Look for any signs of damage, loose connections, or improper wiring. Do not plug in the home immediately upon arrival. Never connect the house to the power supply until the electrical system has been fully inspected and approved by a licensed electrician. Prematurely connecting the power can create safety hazards and potential damage to the electrical system. Use only proper connectors. Always use the correct connectors and wire gauges for all electrical connections. Using the wrong connectors or wire gauges can lead to overheating, electrical shorts, and fire hazards. Do not overload circuits. Take care to make sure the electrical circuits are not overloaded. Overloaded circuits can cause overheating and pose a significant fire risk. Determine the appropriate load for each circuit and avoid exceeding it. Label all circuits clearly. Clearly label all electrical circuits to make it easy to identify and troubleshoot issues. Proper labeling can save time and prevent confusion during maintenance or repairs. Never bypass safety devices. Do not remove or disable any circuit breakers, fuses, or other safety devices. These devices are designed to protect the electrical system and prevent electrical hazards. Ensure proper grounding. It is vital to ensure that all electrical equipment and fixtures are properly grounded. Grounding provides a path for electrical current to flow safely to the ground in the event of a fault, reducing the risk of electric shock. Once the electrical system has been inspected and approved by a licensed electrician, you can proceed with plugging in the prefab home. Connect the house to the utility power supply using an electrical cable of the proper size. Before occupying the house, check that all electrical systems are functioning correctly. Test all outlets, lights, and appliances to ensure they are working properly and safely. Here's a more detailed look at some of these points. First, let's look at inspecting the wiring in more detail. When inspecting the wiring, look for these common issues. Check for loose connections at outlets, switches, and light fixtures. Loose connections can cause arcing, overheating, and potential fire hazards. Look for any signs of damaged or frayed wires. Damaged wires can expose conductors and create a risk of electric shock or short circuits. Make sure all wire connections are properly insulated with electrical tape or wire connectors. Exposed conductors can cause electrical shocks or short circuits. Ensure that all electrical boxes are properly secured and that the wiring is neatly organized within the boxes. Messy or unsecured wiring can lead to damage and potential safety hazards. Also, when deciding to not plug in immediately, keep these points in mind. A licensed electrician can perform a thorough inspection of the electrical system to ensure that it meets safety standards and local building codes. The electrician can identify any potential issues such as incorrect wiring, overloaded circuits, or faulty components. The electrician can also test the grounding system to ensure it is functioning properly and provide adequate protection against electric shock. Once the electrician has completed the inspection and made any necessary repairs or corrections, they can provide a certificate of approval to verify that the electrical system is safe to use. Next, when it comes to using proper connectors, remember these points. Use wire connectors that are specifically designed for the wire gauge and type being used. Using the wrong connectors can lead to loose connections and potential hazards. Ensure that all wire connections are securely tightened to prevent them from coming loose over time. Loose connections can cause arcing, overheating, and potential fire hazards. Use electrical tape to insulate any exposed wire connections and provide an additional layer of protection. The electrical tape should be wrapped tightly and securely around the connections. When addressing not overloading circuits, consider these factors. Determine the amperage rating of each circuit breaker or fuse in the electrical panel. This information is typically printed on the breaker or fuse itself. Identify all of the appliances and devices that will be connected to each circuit. Calculate the total amperage draw of all of these devices. Ensure that the total amperage draw of all devices on a circuit does not exceed the amperage rating of the circuit breaker or fuse. If the total amperage draw exceeds the rating, move some of the devices to a different circuit or install a new circuit with a higher amperage rating. When labeling circuits, these are good practices. Use a permanent marker or label maker to create clear and easy to read labels for each circuit breaker in the electrical panel. Label each circuit breaker with a brief description of the area or appliances that it serves, such as kitchen lights, living room outlets, or air conditioner. Update the labels whenever changes are made to the electrical system, such as adding new circuits or moving appliances. Keep a record of the circuit breaker labels in a safe and accessible location, such as a home maintenance binder or a digital document. When talking about not bypassing safety devices, remember this. Circuit breakers and fuses are designed to trip or blow when a circuit becomes overloaded or a fault occurs. This prevents overheating, electrical fires, and damage to electrical equipment. Never replace a circuit breaker or fuse with one that has a higher amperage rating. This can overload the circuit and create a fire hazard. If a circuit breaker trips frequently, it may indicate a problem with the circuit, such as an overloaded circuit or a short circuit. Have a qualified electrician inspect the circuit to determine the cause of the problem and make any necessary repairs. When grounding properly, these considerations are crucial. Grounding provides a path for electrical current to flow safely to the ground in the event of a fault. This reduces the risk of electric shock and prevents damage to electrical equipment. Ensure that all electrical outlets are properly grounded. You can use an outlet tester to verify that the outlets are grounded correctly. Connect all metal appliances and equipment to the grounding system using grounding wires or grounding cords. Ensure that the grounding wires are securely connected to the grounding terminals on the appliances and equipment. Here are some additional recommendations for prefab home electrical wiring. Consider using arc fault circuit interrupters, or SICE. SICE are circuit breakers that are designed to protect against electrical fires caused by arc faults. Arc faults can occur when damaged or frayed wires create an unintended electrical path. Consider using ground fault circuit interrupters, or GFCIs. GFCIs are designed to protect against electric shock by detecting ground faults. Ground faults can occur when electrical current leaks to ground through a person's body. GFCIs are typically required in areas where there is a risk of exposure to water, such as bathrooms, kitchens, and outdoor areas. Consider using surge protectors. Surge protectors are designed to protect electronic equipment from voltage spikes or surges. Voltage spikes can damage sensitive electronic components and shorten the lifespan of electronic devices. Consider using a whole house surge protector. A whole house surge protector is installed at the electrical panel and provides protection for all of the electrical circuits in the house. Consider using energy-efficient lighting and appliances. Energy-efficient lighting and appliances can reduce energy consumption and lower electricity bills. Look for the Energy Star label when purchasing lighting and appliances. Consider using smart home technology. Smart home technology can provide greater control and convenience over the home's electrical system. Smart home devices can be controlled remotely using a smartphone or tablet. Smart home technology can also be used to automate tasks such as turning lights on and off or adjusting the thermostat. Remember to consult with a qualified electrician. A qualified electrician can provide expert advice and guidance on all aspects of prefab home electrical wiring. They can ensure that the electrical system is installed safely, correctly, and in compliance with all applicable codes and regulations. Electrical work should be performed by a licensed electrician. Electrical work can be dangerous and should only be performed by a licensed electrician who has the necessary training and experience. A prefabricated home's electrical system is not inherently more dangerous, but it is different than a traditionally built home. By following these guidelines and working with qualified professionals, you can ensure that the electrical system in your prefab home is safe and reliable. Remember, electrical safety is paramount, and it's always best to err on the side of caution. When dealing with electrical systems, do not take anything for granted, and always consult with licensed professionals.